What is up with everyone, Paul from Timeless Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the Liberty Falls Easter egg. Now this Easter egg is not that difficult. The map itself is pretty difficult, but the Easter egg and the steps that you actually have to do is pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory, honestly. You do get a lot of help from Panos and Blanchard throughout the Easter egg to help you as well in figuring out exactly what you have to do. But with that being said, let's go ahead, jump directly into Liberty Falls. So for our very first step, all we have to do is go ahead, open up the church. Once you open up the church, we actually have to go over to this machine that's over on the side of the room. Once you get over to the machine that's on the side of the room, you're just going to go ahead and hold your interact button, and the screen will go white, all the zombies will despawn, and you'll get a in-game kind of like cutscene. Blanchard will try to talk to you, but his connection is a little bit shoddy. But for Panos, he will spawn in and he will begin to tell you that he needs help to escape the dark Aether. The only way that you can do this is by using the LTG device that him and his colleagues have actually built and set up. In order for us to get this though, we actually have to build another part, which is the jet gun. Once we go ahead and finish the cutscene with him, we're going to go ahead and begin to build the jet gun, which is a fairly simple and easy way to actually get the jet gun. You can get it from the box, but I highly suggest just going ahead and building it, and I'll be able to show you guys how to do that right now. So right away, as soon as you spawn on the map, we're going to go ahead, head over here to the left side and head up these flights of stairs. Right over here inside of this room, a bunch of zombies are going to go ahead and bust out. All you're going to do is go ahead, kill them all, and as soon as you walk inside of this hotel room, you'll actually see the crafting table for the jet gun right here. Already has the base, so we don't have to find that. Next, we're going to go ahead, head over to the bowling alley. Now, once you're inside of the bowling alley, over here on the right side wall, we're going to go ahead and melee this and have the panel fall off. We're actually going to have to go grab a water valve in order for us to use this. Over here on the right side, as you're heading from spawn, right next to where Speed Cola is, there's going to be on the opposite side of the street this flower shop right here. You'll see all the flowers right outside, just sitting there waiting for you to come over and look at them. But over here on the left side right there is going to be the water valve that we need, and we're going to go ahead, pick that up, and now we have our first item. Now we're going to head back over here to the bowling alley, right back to where we broke the panel off over here, and we're going to go ahead and add the water valve to it. We're going to have to hold the interact button in order for us to increase the pressure on the water valve. Once you're doing this though, a bunch of zombies will spawn inside of the bowling alley that you're going to have to go ahead and kill, because they will spawn and there will be a group of them and they will destroy you if you're still pressurizing this, especially if you're just on solo. If you have a full team of 4 though, this is going to be a lot easier to do. Now, once you go ahead and fight off all of these zombies, you can either train them inside of the bowling alley or take them out to the street, train them out there, and then come back in. Now, you do have a limited time for pressurizing it, so don't take too long when it comes to this. The pressurize will actually stop and reset if you take too long. So try to kill them as fast as you possibly can. Once you're done pressurizing it, though, we're going to go ahead and grab our first part for the jet gun, just like that. Next, we're going to go ahead and head over here to the cemetery. Now, inside of the cemetery, there is going to be a special zombie called the Gravedigger. Now, this Gravedigger zombie spawns. He spawns in for a couple of seconds. He's wearing overalls and he has a red flannel shirt on, and you can see on his name it does say Gravedigger. Once you kill him, he's going to drop the tool shed key, where we're going to go ahead and head over here to the tool shed right in this corner. We're going to go ahead, head up to the door. And once you interact with it, you'll grab your second part for the jet gun right there on the table. And it's as simple and as easy as that. Next, for our third and final piece for the jet gun, we have to wait until round 10 and above for a mangler to spawn. Once a mangler spawns, you're going to go ahead, shoot off his arm, and grab his mangler cannon that drops. Now, if you are level 39, you can go ahead, head to a crafting table and make a mutant cell for you to go ahead and use for this as well. You're going to head over to this door right on the right side, right outside of spawn, and we're going to blast it open with the mangler cannon or use the mangler mutagen kind of virus thing. Once you're in here, you're going to dig on those piles that you guys just saw me doing, and you will eventually get the third and final part for the jet gun. Once you have all 3 parts, we're going to head back into the hotel room, and we're going to go ahead and craft the jet gun really fast, and just like that, you can go ahead and pick it up. Now, this isn't the only way to get the jet gun. You can get it from the box like normal, but this is the faster and easier way, in my opinion, for you to go ahead and grab it. After building the jet gun, we're going to go ahead, head over to the comic book store, and we're going to suck out of the ceiling the canister. Once we have the canister, we have to go ahead and grab 2 more parts for the LTG with the jet gun. The first part is going to be once we head over back to the machine and we interact with it again. You'll get a couple of pieces of dialogue from Panos telling you that he's tapped into your signals, that he can help you and guide you through the rest of the parts for it. You'll also get that you built the jet gun already and that he is absolutely happy to see that you've done this, and he will also tell Blanchard basically don't interrupt these people while they're trying to stop the outbreak. Let them do their thing so that they can get them out of the dark Aether and the outbreak can stop over here in Liberty Falls. For our second part, we're actually going to go ahead, head over to where Speedcoil is, and we're going to go ahead and jump on the roof right above it. All we have to do is head up on the roof, and there's going to be the white truck that is right in front of the building that we have to go ahead and sprint onto and jump onto. Once you get on here, we're going to go ahead and look at this open window here, and we're going to begin to suck the second piece of the LTG out of the window. Now, if you only suck it out till it's out of the window, you can actually head up here to the roof once again and look over the edge, and you could just drop directly onto it. You don't have to fully suck it into the jet gun. After we grab our second part, we have to head back to the church in order for us to grab a third and final part for the LTG. It's going to be right up here by the balcony, and all you have to do is go ahead and suck it in once again. Boom. Once you do that, we're going to go ahead and head to craft the LTG. Now, the LTG can be crafted over at the bank, but make sure you interact with the machine one more time. Once you do that, Panos and Blanchard will begin to talk to you once again. Heading over to the bank rooftop, right over here in the back corner is going to be the crafting table for the LTG. All you're going to do is go ahead and craft the LTG and make sure that you pick it up and don't forget about it. Next, we're going to go ahead and head over to the cemetery for our first placement of the LTG. You're going to head over to where the Aether storm is, and right below it, you're going to go ahead and place the LTG. Now you're going to have to go ahead and actually defend it. Zombies will try to throw themselves into the portal in order to destroy the LTG and separate the connection and the link between them. You just have to survive for about a minute, and once you defend and survive against them, you'll actually have a special HVT type of zombie that will spawn. This HVT type of zombie will be massively overpowered. His health is so high up that it's insane, especially when you're playing with 4 people. I suggest doing the Easter egg. 1 person, 2 people, in duos. 4 people though, the massive health pool is insane. Once you get the HTV to actually spawn though, we actually have to head back into the church, and we actually have to grab a canister in order for us to take the HVT's soul. Once we get to the HVT down to enough health though, you will begin to see this purple aura all around him. This is how you know that you actually can suck the soul of the HVT out. So head back over to the church, like I said, grab yourself a canister from the machine, and we're gonna actually have to place this on one of the 2 Aether traps around the map. The first one that I suggest doing, especially if you're doing it at the cemetery with the HVT, and the closest one is going to be the trap that's right down the street over here. There's going to be 2 places that you can actually place it on, so there's not too difficult. Once you get over here, we're going to go ahead, place it directly onto the pad where the trap begins, and you have to lead the HVT over here, and you'll actually have to activate the trap and kill him with the trap. Once you activate the trap, all you have to do is lead him into it, kill him, and once the HVT has died, you will see his soul get sucked into the canister. Once the trap is initially finished, all you have to do is run back over to the canister, and we're going to go ahead and pick it up. We now have a minute and a minute and a half 2, run it back to the church and put it inside of the machine, or else we'll have to repeat this step. So all you have to do is defend yourself and run as fast as possible. You can't sprint when you're holding the canister, so make sure if you're doing this in co-op that you do have your teammate defending you as you're making your short jog back. Once you get inside of the church though, we're going to go ahead, head back over to the machine, and we're going to place the canister in. Once we place the canister in, we now have to just do that one more time, which is for the second one. But we have to do something right before we can actually get the canister. We're going to go ahead and make sure you do pick up the LTG from the cemetery and you don't leave it there, because we will need it for the second part, of course, so that we can place it down again. So make sure that you guys don't forget it there. Next, we're going to head back over to the machine where we're actually going to pick up a Strauss counter. This is going to be needed for these like radar things that are all around the map that we actually have to change and put into the right colors. The first one is going to be right up here on these stairs in this back corner on the grass, and we're going to have to go ahead and interact with it and change it to yellow. Our second one is going to be not too far from here, over by the church, right outside of the church, down the stairs in front of it. We're going to head over to the grassy part of it, and this is where our second radar is going to be. Again, look at your Strauss counter, see what color it is, interact with it, and change it to whatever color your Strauss counter is. Our third and final one is going to be on top of the bank. We actually have to open up this door, and once we do that, we're going to drop down here, and our third and final radar is going to be right here. So go ahead, change it to whatever color you have. Now, if you are playing in co-op, there is going to be one of the radars that actually your teammate has to look at and see what color they have for it. So make sure that you're taking your teammate around to the radars, your teammate or teammates around to the radars, and change it to whatever color that theirs might be, that might be different from yours. Once you change the radars to the correct colors, they will actually send signals over to spawn over here where the other third canister is. All you're going to do is go ahead, interact with it, and once you do that, the canister will actually pop out, and we're just going to go ahead, pick up the canister and place it atop of the trap just like we did for the first one. So go ahead, place it on either one of the traps, and once you do that, you just have to do the LTG step one more time. We're going to go ahead, head over here to the second portal, and we're going to place the LTG down once again. Again, you have to defend, and then an HVT will spawn after. The defending is pretty simple. Again, they'll just throw themselves into the portal. The second HVT, though, is going to be a massive health pool abomination. We will have to kill him and bring down his health as much as possible. This thing has so much health, so I suggest having at least Pack-a-Punch 2 weapons, if not Pack-a-Punch 3 weapons by this time. All you're going to do is take the HVT over to the trap once again, and we're going to go ahead and kill him once he is inside of the trap at spawn. Once you kill the abomination, his soul will also go inside of the canister, and you'll have to repeat the step once again. All you have to do is grab the canister, run it to the church, and put it inside of the machine. You do have a minute 30 in order to do this, and this one is a little bit further, especially considering it's at spawn and you have to take it all the way to church. So make sure that you have your team and or teammates defending you at all costs when it comes to this step, or else you will get down and you will have to repeat this step. And the abomination step, I highly recommend not repeating. Once you make it to the church, go ahead, place the third and final canister in, and you will get a prompt up to begin the final encounter. At this point, I suggest making sure that you have all your perks, your team has all their perks, your Pack-a-Punch as much as possible, just everything is fully set. Once you begin this final encounter, there is no going back. You cannot leave the church whatsoever. Once you are ready, you can begin your final encounter, and you will have 3 waves to actually fight through enemies. The first wave is pretty simple, but then it will get increasingly difficult with 2 manglers, HVT manglers, that you'll have to fight and kill, and then the third wave you'll have to fight an HVT abomination. Again, the health for these HVT enemies is so massive, I highly recommend being as prepared as you possibly can. But once you go ahead and get to the third wave and you are fighting the abomination, all it is basically just running around the room and surviving as much as possible. The abomination does have like an aimbot kind of like attack that will completely destroy your armor and your health, so make sure that you are very careful with that. Once you kill the abomination, Panos will begin to talk, and the cutscene, and all your teammates will get downed, and the final cutscene will begin. It's as simple and as easy as that.
Any station this net, what is your status? If you've heard them, I swear I'll help you. No interest, Paul. Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here. Or, in your parlance, thank you for being voluntold. Now, course to settle. Bye-bye, Dark Aether.
Once the cutscene is done, you'll get a prompt to exit or continue playing the game. Exiting will exfil you and you will basically end at that round. Continue playing, of course, you'll play from whatever round you're on and you can just play like normal zombies. But with that being said, that is how you do the Liberty Falls Easter egg. So I thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully this video helped you guys out as much as possible. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Goodbye, and remember to stay timeless.